There are a ton of hidden gems and unique places to visit near Edmonton that are less than 2 hours from the city. Welcome back to my series about fun and unique day trips from Edmonton. This is part 2. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, definitely give that a watch next. We're starting with a fun day trip called Country Cafes and Confections. So this is a rural foodie edition day trip. Okay, today's road trip is taking us southeast down Highway 21. So our first stop is at Cherry Lane Bed and Breakfast and Cafe. This quaint country setting is aptly named, and it looks like you're entering a scene from The Notebook. This spot is about 20 minutes south of Camrose. And look at how cute this property is. So it's a bed and breakfast, but it's also a cafe, so you can stop in for lunch or dinner. Let's go take a look inside. We dined in the vintage-inspired cafe. We had a couple of gourmet grilled cheese sandwiches. I had to try the Albertan. It was a layered brisket, bacon, cheddar, mozzarella, and caramelized onions. I'm still dreaming about this sandwich several weeks later. Look at that. And make sure you save room for the decadent salted caramel 4-layer chocolate cake. Okay, lunch was phenomenal. That salted caramel chocolate cake was so good. We will definitely be back. Highly recommend coming out here for lunch if you can't make the whole day trip. All right, we just arrived in Stettler, which is also known as the heart of Alberta. There's a really cute main street, lots of really good boutique shopping, lots of cafes, and a really good bakery. Here we found classic donuts. You won't find crumbled potato chips or unicorn parts on top of these to mask the bland dough. Just the opposite. Soft, fresh, gooey, and just sweet enough. One might say the perfect donut. If you can't bring yourself to buy half a dozen, the Cream Johns are their signature treat that you must try. We continued south on Highway 56, passing through Big Valley, a charming village with an aesthetic grain elevator and a little blue church on the hilltop. The Jimmy Jock Boardwalk is perfectly quirky and offers fudge, pie, and ice cream if you haven't had enough sugar yet. Finally, after descending into the Alberta Badlands landscape, we arrived at DNA Gardens, which has everything you could want in a country getaway. A farm store, cafe, trail walks, greenhouses, the friendliest and most hospitable staff, and a winery. Our last stop of the day is at DNA Gardens. We're here to do a wine tasting. Inside the greenhouse, we've got an adorable little charcuterie board, and we're gonna do some wine tastings. Alberta has a budding wine industry, and I actually have a video about a wine and wellness road trip you can take throughout Alberta, so that is linked here and in the description below. But the fruit wine grown here at DNA Gardens is an exceptional showcase of our province's bountiful produce. We got to sample 8 wines ranging from cherry, rhubarb, blackcurrant, and Saskatchewan berries. Unexpectedly, this fruit wine was dry and crisp and on par with something you'd find along the Naramata Bench in the Okanagan Valley. All right, we did our wine tasting and we got our wine. Bought too much once again. This next day trip takes us north of Edmonton and includes trains, dinosaurs, and ice cream. We started in Fort Saskatchewan at a local breakfast staple. Okay, So we're here at Excellent Pete's for breakfast. Look how good this looks. Tons of bacon in this. Our next stop is at Jurassic Forest. We're just north of Gibbons. This place is gonna be really cool. I can't wait to show you around. Let's go inside. Here you can explore trails that pass by life-size animatronic dinosaurs in the bushes. All right guys, that was so much fun. I would say we spent about an hour cruising around, but if you have little kids, I would plan for at least like an hour and a half, 2 hours to spend at Jurassic Forest. Bring bug spray, there's lots of mosquitoes in there. And if you want, you can even bring your own lunch. There's lots of picnic areas, so you can cruise around the boardwalk and then hang out at a picnic table. There's even a little concession. It's a really cool spot to spend an afternoon on a nice day. So yeah, that was actually tons of fun. All right, now we're going to the next spot, which is the Alberta Railway Museum, to hit the train portion of our treats, trains, and T-Rexes. The Alberta Railway Museum is just outside of Fort Saskatchewan, where you can witness one of the few remaining steam locomotives in Canada that still operates. Okay, so we made it to the Alberta Railway Museum. This is really cool because you can walk around inside all the old train cars, and there's a real train that's running, so we bought tickets. And now we're just kind of cruising around, checking out all the rail cars, and then we'll see you on the train. Choo choo! Oh, hi there. our last stop of the day is back in Fort Saskatchewan. We stopped at Miller's Ice Cream. It's in an old train station. The ice cream flavors are in abundance. I got Kahlua chocolate fudge and Turtle Mountain. I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned to the channel for part 3, and if you haven't seen part 1 yet, you can give that a watch. Or go check out my blog post for a preview of what's to come in future videos. Thanks for watching. Alright, first stop, Dawson Creek.